Today on the Model Car Vault, we're going full Ferrari.
From some of the rarest, most historic and iconic cars ever built to one of Italy's premier destinations for Ferrari diecast collectors.
There are so many cars here that we don't see back home.
And as we look around, you'll quickly realize this isn't just another diecast store. There are exclusive 1/64 collectibles, ultra rare models, and surprises around every corner. Plus, one of the biggest diecast models I've ever seen in person.
Mamma mia! All that and more on this episode of the Model Car Vault.
The Model Car Vault! The Model Car Vault!
Hey guys, I'm Rick, and today on the Model Car Vault, we're in Maranello, Italy.
For Ferrari enthusiasts, this is sacred ground. For diecast collectors, this is where you'll find the Motorsport Maranello store, home to some of the most exclusive Ferrari models in the world. Today, we'll meet the owner, Lorenzo, to hear how his passion for diecast cars grew into this incredible store. We'll also visit the Ferrari museums in both Modena and Maranello,
And discover why this region is unlike anywhere else in the automotive world. Whether you're a diecast collector or simply love Ferraris, you're in for a great episode, so let's head inside. Alright, this is the biggest diecast store in Maranello, but probably the biggest diecast store in all of Italy. However, it's not the size of their inventory that's impressive, it's the quality of their models that you're really gonna dig. But before we get into that, let's go meet the owner of the store, Lorenzo. Lorenzo! Hey, how's it going?
Welcome to Maranello.
Thank you,
Welcome to Motorsport Maranello store.
Pleasure.
This is my and our house, so welcome. Very pleasure to have you here.
Oh man, it's my pleasure. This store is amazing. I can't believe it. How long have you had this store?
I have this store after COVID. Before of COVID, I had this store, but totally different. Now I follow my passion.
Wow. So speaking of passion, so you've had the passion for diecast since when?
Yeah, when I was born.
Like many of us.
Yeah.
And when you do something that you love, like diecast, it doesn't even feel like work.
Yeah, no. This is a little problem.
Yeah.
It's a little problem because I not see the watch, I not see the hour, I not see nothing. When I speak about model cars, what I say is real. I try to transmit my emotion, my experience, what I think about a model, and yeah, I'm 100% in love with what I do every day.
Well, you've created an amazing tourist attraction for not only people who are fans of Ferrari, but for diecast hobbyists and anyone in general who loves cars. The fact that you made this into such a beautiful display, it becomes almost like a museum. Can you give us a tour of everything that you have?
Of course.
All right, amazing. Let's go take a look.
Rick, we start with the 118 Diecast.
Okay, wow, this is quite a huge selection of 118. And you know what? This is the scale that I collect at home. And it's funny, I didn't think it was as big here in Europe.
Yes, in Europe, consider the last 5 years was very common. All the brands start to build 118. Here, for example, Solido is a beautiful brand. In Europe, you can sell it very, very well because you have a quite price, but the quality is very cool. There are some stage, about model cars. Depends about the budget, depends about the cars, because some cars is made only in one brand and no others.
Exactly.
So Norev have two different type of quality. They have the polyform case where the model can open every single parts, and it's beautiful, really beautiful quality. You have others where you can't open nothing.
I love the packaging of Norev as well.
Yeah, it's nice. I love this. For example, this is an icon for Italians is the Fiat 500. You know, now everything is electric, but this is perfect. And the box, it's beautiful for me.
Yeah. It's like a present.
Exactly, exactly.
Who wouldn't want that as a present?
Yeah, this one,
right?
it's incredible. So here you have Werk 83 is another brand that made racing cars in 118. There are another nice brands like Top Speed. They made, for example, the cars for IMSA, some special livery. GT Spirit is beautiful, this brand, because the quality is very high. It's all in limited edition, but it's resin. You can't open nothing. You have Mythica, that is an Italian brand that made Italian cars, for example the Alfa Romeo 155, and here you can open the door, everything is nice, and have an interesting price. There are Mini Champs. Mini Champs is obviously one of the most common 118 for Europeans, and also for 143. Here we have some 118 of Formula 1. Model Car is another French company that made beautiful models. Yeah, this is also another particular brand that maybe in US is not common, is Maxima. They made in resin some special cars for Ferrari. So very, very special. This one, for example, is a 250 Drogo.
Okay.
It was very particular. I don't know how many million cost in real this car, but they made very high quality cars. Obviously here the price change a little bit, is up to 200 euros. Okay. But yeah, I think that every part of the world have some different models. Because, for example, we need to include the NASCAR cars, we need to include Indy cars, because in Europe is not very common, but we have a lot of cars that in US is not common.
Yeah, no, it's definitely interesting to see the variety of brands that you have here versus brands that we see back home. But we're starting to see a lot more of the European brands come to our side of the pond, like KK Scale, of course, Solido and Norev. They're becoming actually much more popular back home. Oh, Brago is huge here in Italy, and it's actually the brand that got me started into diecast collecting. But I want to know, what's the brand that started it all for you? Let me know in the comments.
Come on, come on, come on.
There's a lot of scales in collecting diecast cars. Can you show us what scale is the most popular here in Europe?
Yes, of course. Of course, yeah. So, welcome in our area of 143.
Okay.
It's the most common scale in Italy and in Europe.
That's what I've heard.
Yeah, because with 143 you can collect a lot of cars, and the home maybe in Europe is not very big, and you can include in your collection. It's easy to have it.
So you're saying that the scale is popular because of its size, and in Europe there being smaller houses, it's easier to grow that collection in that scale.
Yeah, is this, and also that in the past a lot of brands in the history start with a 164 with Corgi toys, Dinky toys in England, and evolved to the next scale. It was 143, and it was the most common, the queen of model cars in Europe. Here we have a part of Made in Italy. It's an Italian brand called the Broom. I know very well this company, and they made 100% the model in Italy.
Not in China.
100%. So the cover, the plexiglass case, the base, the wheels, everything was
Okay.
made in Italy. So I'm in love with this type of mentality. Obviously, is very hard to do with other brands.
Right.
But it's nice. We have some many champs. We have some street cars. We have 143 Racing from Mini Champs from Spark, and here, for example, what I love is it was the first Spark models in 143.
Oh wow.
This was the first box of Spark model, and they evolve in this way.
Wow, and this is a great selection of 143s, but I see you have so much more in the store. Can we see what else you have?
Yeah, of course. We can go to see the others.
So Lorenzo, we saw a lot of 118s, 143s, but I see you also have a very unique selection of 112s here. Can you tell us a bit about what you got?
Yeah, of course, Rick. This is a part of our selection of 112. Is one of the most exclusive scale for collectors, but also for me, because you can enjoy to see these beauties, and it's very limited edition. Consider that this SF90X was built and made only in 10 pieces.
10 of these exist.
10.
You have one of 10
Of
that
course.
exist.
And consider that you have 5 pieces in the world for the purple, 10 pieces
Oh,
for
wow.
this one. The
Crazy
details
detail.
are incredible, the quality are incredible, the paint is specific and is the same of the code Ferrari, same code. So this, for example, is a tailor-made A12 GTS with historically livery of the 250 GTO during Targa Florio, and these are cars that exist in real.
Oh wow, and if any of you back home are wondering how much these cost, well, it looks like they range anywhere from 1,000 euros to about 3,500 euros, and you can do that currency exchange conversion back home, but they are valuable for a reason. I mean, they're limited quantities and so detailed. They're worth every penny.
Yeah, you have carbon base, you have luxury details. It's very heavy, but the model looks amazing. Have a look in this beauty, are incredible, incredible.
This is heavy. Wow. So the heavier the car, the lighter your wallet gets.
Yeah.
Is that what it is? I love this collection of helmets that they have. So I love collecting Ferraris, but you probably know me more for collecting TV and movie cars, and I think I just found a very unique model that's a perfect marriage of those two themed collections, and that's a Ferrari 308 from Magnum PI right here. Now, you must be thinking, Rick, the Magnum PI Ferrari is red, this one is green. Well, you're right, but this is actually a Ferrari that was featured on the show. And it was actually driven by Robin Masters' nephew, and you can see that it actually has a Robin 2.3 plate instead of the Robin 1 plate. No diecast store is complete without at least one Hot Wheels section, and they got a bunch here.
But while Hot Wheels are pretty much a given in any diecast store, here at Motorsport Maranello, it's all about quality and exclusivity, even in 164. And these Ferraris from BBR are on a whole different level.
It's really an incredible piece that I want to show you, because it's something really incredible. Look, the details of this amazing car is incredible.
Would you say BBR is the higher quality 164?
Yes, right now in 164, maybe in Europe, there are a lot of competitors.
Okay.
You have Motorelics, BBR have the exclusive to have the official license of Ferrari, but yeah, I think that right now, and also with the new release, it will become absolutely the top quality and the top level for 164, because about other scale is right now the top.
Hey guys, if you want to see me travel to other diecast stores just like this one around the world, show your support and hit that like and subscribe button.
Now, obviously Ferrari has a huge presence in the store, but that's no surprise. We're right in the heart of Ferrari country. And just about 20 minutes away in Modena is the Enzo Ferrari Museum. So I had to go check it out and see where the Ferrari story really began. Right away, you get this amazing contrast between old and new. This is the house and workshop where Enzo Ferrari was born back in 1898. And sitting right behind it is this ultra-modern museum with its massive yellow roof. I met up with my private guide for a VIP tour, and it turns out the current exhibit, called Greatest Hits, was right up my alley. It's all about Ferraris connected to some of the biggest names in music and entertainment. They had Miles Davis's 275 GT B4, John Lennon's 330 GT 2+2, Mick Jagger's GTO, Pavarotti's F40, JK's LaFerrari, and so many more. Check this out, the screen-used Ferrari Mondial from Madonna's Material Girl music video. For someone like me who loves TV and movie cars, I could have spent hours and hours here just absorbing all the history and pop culture surrounding these cars. And as a diecast collector, there's something pretty special about seeing these legendary cars up close and personal, especially in 1:1 scale. But as incredible as these cars are, what I found even more fascinating was seeing just how humble the beginnings of Ferrari really were. And for that, you head back into Enzo's original home and workshop, where you really feel like you're stepping back in time to where it all began. One thing I didn't realize was just how important Alfa Romeo was to Enzo Ferrari's story. He started racing for Alfa Romeo in 1920, years before the first Ferrari road car ever existed. You can also see how the famous prancing horse came to be. The emblem originally came from Italian World War I flying ace Francesco Baracca, and Enzo would eventually adopt it as the symbol we all recognize today. There's also a recreation of Enzo Ferrari's office, along with some amazing pieces from the company's racing history. And if you're an F1 fan, there's plenty to see, including a Formula 1 car and an incredible display of Ferrari engines used throughout the years. But of course, there was one part of the museum I wasn't leaving without checking out: the gift shop, and more specifically, the diecasts. They've got some seriously premium models here, including this one.
All right, so here we have a Ferrari F80, and this is in 1/18 scale, made by Amalgam Collection. And these ones are extremely highly detailed because they're handmade with precision parts. But these ones usually have a very limited production run of about sometimes 100 to 200 units, so they are very rare, which explains the price tag of over 1,200 euros.
Sure, the price tag might catch your attention, but after spending the day here, you realize that whether it's a custom Ferrari or a handcrafted model car, it's the passion behind the Ferrari name that people are really investing in. And that passion connects people from every corner of the globe.
People comes from New Zealand, Australia, United States, South America.
And that's what I've learned on YouTube, is that this hobby spans all around the world.
Yeah, diecast is universal language.
It sure is. You know, my family might think I'm crazy, but I want to prove to them that I'm not alone. How many of you have planned vacations around diecast collecting? Let me know in the comments.
Shopping at Motorsport Maranello goes way beyond just diecast cars. Around every corner you'll find something for Ferrari and racing enthusiasts. From helmets and steering wheels to racing tires, apparel, simulators, and just about everything in between. But if you're a traveling diecast collector like me, luggage space is limited. So if you could take home just one Ferrari, which one would it be? I asked Lorenzo, and his choice is probably the same as most people's. Well, it certainly would be mine.
For me, Ferrari F40.
Really?
Yeah. Here we have a model of Ferrari F40, very, very rare. I'm in love with this car. The number 40 is very special, and this model is the first racing car on the street. This car was the last car of Enzo Ferrari that he approved, and for me is really poor art. This is 118 from Kyosho in full resin. It's very hard to find. I think right now is the only one in Europe for sale. Yeah, it's very crazy. It's in leather base with a plate of F40. Everything is original. The box is very particular, but the details are really incredible. If you think that this model has 20 years old. 20.
Wow, can I see it?
Of course.
I love it. I love it. It is super detailed. So I'm curious, Lorenzo, how much does this sell for?
Yeah, this is 500 euros.
Okay, that's not so bad for a car that's this rare.
Yeah, it's very high quality. The model is very detailed, very particular, and made by Kyosho that normally made metal diecast full openable. This is full resin, 100%.
Beautiful. So if there's one car you'd have to go home with, it's the F40.
F40, absolutely.
Just like the Ferrari F40, every Ferrari has its own story, its own character, and is iconic in its own way. And just steps from Lorenzo's store is the Museo Ferrari Maranello. While the Enzo Ferrari Museum in Modena tells the story of the man behind the brand, this museum celebrates the cars themselves. This place is wall-to-wall Ferraris, literally. Road cars, race cars, Formula One machines, and even the engines that powered them. Every room tells a different chapter in Ferrari's incredible history. Remember that expensive F80 diecast from the gift shop? Well, here's the real thing. I can't even imagine the price tag on this one. One of the coolest exhibits was the customization gallery, showcasing the endless ways Ferrari owners can personalize their cars. From paint colors to materials to truly one-of-a-kind creations. Then you step into the Formula One gallery. Championship-winning race cars, legendary driver helmets, walls lined with trophies, and of course, more diecasts. Check out this massive display showing how Ferrari's Formula One cars evolved over the decades in diecast form. As a collector, it was a really unique way to experience Ferrari's racing history. And no Ferrari museum would be complete without the F40. No matter how many times I see this car, it never gets old. To me, it's still the ultimate Ferrari. I actually made a video a while back comparing the F40 in just about every diecast scale imaginable. but standing next to the real 1-to-1 version is something else. Now, after seeing so many incredible and rare Ferraris in the museum, I couldn't help but wonder, which Ferrari would Lorenzo consider the rarest in his store?
It's a Ferrari F2002, when Michael Schumacher was world champion and the winner Canadian GP, but have a very special thing. Is only made in 5 pieces. This is the number 5 of 5 pieces, and we have an extremely rare model cars made by amalgam. Every single detail are really incredible, handmade, but what is very unique is that is real dirty version. An expert artisan work on this model to make all of these dirty parts.
Wow, I don't know if you guys can see this, but there's all of the rubber chips and debris all over the car. You can I touch it?
Yeah, of course.
Wow, look at this. It feels so real. And I guess, you know, we call this a weathered version, the dirty version. But Lorenzo, this is huge. What scale is this?
This is 1/8.
1/8. That is enormous.
Yeah, but stay tuned, because if you want to see something bigger, I will prepare it.
Bigger than this?
Absolutely, 100%.
This I gotta see. Lorenzo, what do you have here?
Opening and find out.
Open it and find out. Okay, well, I guess that's what I'm gonna do. All right, ready, guys? Here we go. Mamma mia! I've never seen one this big before.
I told you that was very big, huh?
È bellissimo! Oh, wow!
This is a Ferrari F2005 driven by Michael Schumacher.
Wow, and what scale is this?
This is 1/5.
1/5 scale. What? So how long is it?
100 centimeters, 1 full meter.
Wow, so at this size, Lorenzo, this must be a limited edition.
Yeah, it's crazy. This is number 56 of only 200 pieces, was built 20 years old. And this car, what is very special is that hood box, brand new models and never displayed, with the extra of the sponsor.
Wow, yeah, it actually has the Marlboro sponsor on it and never been taken out of the box. Wow. Lorenzo, thank you so much for showing me and all of our viewers this amazing 1/5 scale. Hey, let me know in the comments, have you guys ever seen a model car this big before in person? Let me know.
What makes Motorsport Maranello so special isn't just the incredible selection, it's the atmosphere. Ferrari history, memorabilia, and some of the rarest model cars you'll ever see, all under one roof.
Wow, Lorenzo, this was such an experience. Thank you so much for letting us tour your Diecast store.
You're welcome, Rick. Thank you so much. It's a pleasure to me to have you here.
Oh, the pleasure was all mine. And for those of you who can't make it out to Maranello and visit the store in person, you can check out his website that has a full inventory and ships internationally, which is?
Exactly, store.motorsportmaranello.com.
I will leave a link in the description below. Lorenzo, thank you so much for all of this.
Thank you
really
so
appreciate
much.
it. Great to see you.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Grazie.
Grazie a te.
Well, I hope you enjoyed exploring the history of Ferrari through the eyes of a model car collector. If you'd like to see more incredible diecast destinations from around the world, make sure you're subscribed and check out one of these videos next. Thanks for watching the Model Car Vault. Ciao e alla prossima!
You'll find them all in in the model car